and then see you in another space.
Thank you. As
If
you
I,
will know, as you
if I,
already know, that I want to go and get myself treated. I just want to go and cool off, take it off my heart. Just want to go and take it off my heart. I must have to take it off my heart. So, Biafrans, I salute all of you. I salute all of you. You are. Thank you so much, Biafrans. Thank you so much. You are loved. You are the best. You all are wonderful people. We must continue. Sit at home. There's no going back. Sit at home where we come. Sit at home is what will continue to Biafra is restored and other measures that will be put in place. I salute all of you from me from here. Let me go and take care of my throat. Oh, I'm dying. I'm dying. I'm not dying. I'm not very much alive. But those that were is dying, they can go and die. None of our business. Thank you so much. I salute all of you. Have a nice day.
Always, no, no verse. So, in class, how are you guys doing? No verse. Ay, well, I be like a bicycle. Sonny, come and do this thing, please. I don't have time. Sonny, I beg, I know if I do this thing now. I beg class. I click. Sorry, I'm in class.
I see all of you. Thank you for giving me.
You talk about Biafra agitation, you talk about the people of Biafra that have been killed 1967, 1970. You can never disconnect this. They intermarry each other. But it beats my imagination that some persons, you are in Nigeria, you are born and brought up in Nigeria, or maybe God by his mercy, because if you find a way to run out of this place, it's only by the grace and the mercy of God. Now you feel that where you are, for the fact that people call you, oh, that this sit at home, we couldn't go to the market. This sit at home, we couldn't do this. And you're now saying, oh, you join the enemy to say, oh, that the sit at home is evil. That the sit at home have come to impoverish the people. But you have been living in poverty even up to now. There's this proverb of the Igbo people, Biafrans, used to say, ha na-asị na anyị dị mbụ nọ n'ọkụ gụrụ wepụ. Anyị dị mbụ nọ n'ọkụ gụrụ wepụ. Which means that person, yeah, uguru is hammer time. That's a winter season. You know, during winter, you will be looking for sweater to wear. You will be looking for there are people that have oven in their houses, like those that live in Europe. They have oven in their houses. You put charcoal there, you put firewood there, and the thing will be burning to make the house heat. And there are people that have artificial oven. That is what the Igbo people look at and said that we have been in this oven, which means we have even been feeling cold before this winter season now join. We have been in hunger before now. We have been impoverished before this poverty now come. We have been suffering. If you say, oh, that the sit at home is bringing people, is making people to suffer, we have been suffering. We've known what suffer is. So this additional one is not even nothing. It's nothing to us. Because this one is not additional suffering like people, like the enemy want to paint it. But this one is now a price that you're paying. A price you pay. You toil to make money, one day you want to build a house. You will not go to that money that you suffered to make. You will go to another man and give it to him and say, I need rod. You go to another man and give it and say, I need cement. You go to another man and give it to him and say, please bring me sand. You go to another man and give it to him and you say, you are an engineer, come and help me and build. But you know what you suffer to make that money. But you have to pay the price of you building a house. If you don't have what it takes to give all these people that will help you to build your house, you're never going to build a house. But for the fact you have gotten what it takes to build a house, that's when engineer said, we need this money to start work, you give him deposit. We need there is now time for blocks. We are learning we want to fill a foundation. You will give them money to do so. We need sand. You will provide it. These are prices you are paying to see where you will be laying down your head to sleep. So whenever they say sit at home, it's just like you taking your $1,000, taking your $1, taking your $2. You go to supermarket. You say, okay, I need beverages, I need tea, I need this, I want to stock my house. You buy those things, you paid. Then you are now at liberty. You are now free to take those items out of that supermarket. That is how freedom is. If you're not ready to pay the price of freedom, that's when you complain when sit at home is being announced. When you're not ready, it have happened to everybody. There's no person in this world that have said that will say that he have always paid for everything that he price. There are some items that you will budget your budget. You will you will make low budget for that particular item, only for you to get them. Maybe when you saw the item, that item was $10. Then now you went there, you have gathered $10, you want to go and buy it, and lo and behold, that item is now $12. Are you going to buy it? You will never buy it. You have to go back and replan, go back to your budget again and into the drawing board and strategize on how to raise or complete the money. Those people will not say, for the fact that this item was $10 when you saw it and you budgeted for $10, okay, give us $10. It doesn't work that way. You must meet up the price. You must meet up the price of freedom. And that is why you must listen to Simon Eber. That is why you must listen to everything he is saying. Because it's only through this listening that the Biafra will come, and obeying. If they tell you it's time that we need to sit at home for 1 month, sit at home for 1 month, it will not kill you. When you're hungry, you came in famished and there's food already on fire. That's minor hunger. You're hungry for 1 hour. Maybe the hunger lasted for 2 hours. Maybe it lasted for 5 hours. Maybe it lasted for the whole day. It will not kill you because you already have hope that this food that is already on the fire will done one day. Even if you're cooking tortoise, you already, that hope that you're seeing that there's something already on fire will sustain your hope, will make the hunger to subside. But when you came in, there's no food in the house. There's no money to buy. There's no one already cooked. There's no overnight meal. There's nothing. You're just hoping for nothing. That is when the hunger will kill you. And that is the state one Nigeria want to leave you in. A hopeless state. If you minus Biafra Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the picture of what you're going through as a Nigerian citizen, as somebody that is trapped in this contraption lugard called Nigeria. This trap, this dead hole that lugard dog and call it Nigeria. This center attraction of terrorists called Nigeria. If you are here as a Biafran and the picture of what Ojukwu did and his men and young men and women of valor did 1967, 1970, we are not in the picture of what you're going through today, you will be the most miserable person on the surface of the earth. You would have been the most miserable person. But for the fact that these people paid that price, do you know how many? They have to stay indoor for 3 years. And there were no preparation for that 3 years sit at home. Their mind were never prepared that a day like that will come. Just like when they locked you in for 3 months in the pandemic. Nobody was prepared for it. It was just announced on the air one morning and say everybody should stay indoor. And you see the military, the police, everybody on the road, if they caught you, they will quarantine you. And that period, they use it also to do organ transplanting, organ harvesting, because once they catch you when on the process of testing you to know if you have COVID-19, you will not know that they are testing your organs and your kidneys to know if it's still functioning very well. Once it's functioning very well, you're very healthy, you will disappear and your people will think that maybe you have the COVID-19, that you died. That is what had transpired that period. But people endured it. And here we are today. Other nations of the world even give their US, they give their people, both citizens and strangers, they give them money for them to stay indoor. So that you will not say it's because you don't have what you eat. They give you money to go and stock your house. But in Nigeria, the ones that they contributed to give to you, people contributed, not them. People outside the world contributed and sent to them, give this to your people because they know already that these people, that this particular place called Nigeria is no man's land. Nobody owns that place. So they have to contribute. They already know the picture of what Nigeria stands for. That's why they send palliative to you people. And these people said, no, we know that after this palliative, after this COVID-19, that 2023 election is coming. This palliative is now what we are going to give to them for them to come and campaign for us. A lady in Yoruba land did it. That same palliative of COVID-19, he went and rebranded and started sharing it to people that is doing a giveaway, that is, they should come and help you. But it's something that some persons give them free of charge. Give this to your people so that they can endure the sit at home for COVID-19. But today you are being asked, sit at home for a better future, where you will no longer be molested and killed. A nation where nobody will discriminate you. For a nation, nobody will be a racist to you. For a nation where nobody will need you to where you will no longer go and die in the Mediterranean Sea. For a nation where you will no longer die before your time. For a nation where the brutality of the police will be a thing of the past, will be a story. For a nation where you will no longer graduate as a graduate, you will come out as a graduate and you will not have a job. For a nation where illiterates will no more be the ones determining how your future will look like. For a nation where strangers will not be the determinant factor of how long you will live. For a nation where you will be respected and your dignity preserved. For a nation where you don't need to be a criminal to amount to something. For a nation where you don't need to know somebody before you get what you deserve. And all these things is the food that is already set on fire. And somebody is asking you, the only firewood this food need for it to cook faster is for you to sit at home, for you to obey every civil disobedient that is being given, any command that is being given to you, and somebody that have no food set on fire, that is even eyeing the one that you have, for you to give him the opportunity to grab it. Is telling you, oh, this person that is telling you to go and gather firewood is suffering now. How can you go out to gather firewood? What if something took you in the eye? What if something? All these things are still what? What if? But if not at yourself, what have I benefited since I was born as a Nigerian? The only thing that is constant is change. That you have tried this and tried this, your father tried it, your father tried it, your uncle tried it, your dad tried it. They have all gone this path and you see how they ended. But that is not the only path that leads to that place that you want to go. There are another path. What you would do, my uncle walked this path and he never come back. My sister walked this path, he never come. My father walked this path, my mother walked this path. All the people that seniors make walk this path and they never tell the story. Let me walk the other path that nobody have walked before. Let me have my own story to tell. Can you imagine this Biafra that we'll talk about without Sit at Home and Simon Ekpa? Can you imagine this Biafra without the resistance force of the ESN set up by Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the Biafra Liberation Army that is on duty, the Black Marine that is on duty, all these people? Can you imagine Biafra without them? Can you imagine Biafra without the ESN that made it possible today that your people are sleeping and waking up comfortably in the zoo? Can you imagine Biafra without all these resistance forces that made it possible that the international community are now paying attention to the agitation of the Biafrans? But those that your slavery and your pain are pain. Enwe ife ndị Igbo na-ada inu ndị Igbo na-ada atụ. Ha sị na ana adịghọ mma wuru ndị nze. Ana adịghọ mma wuru ndị nze. When there's a problem in the society, there are people those problems are benefiting. When you're a victim, like just for example, if there's a fight and you wound yourself, and in that community there's a chemist man, because I will have to use the language that we understand perfectly. It's of recent that we started hearing of a pharmaceutical store, pharmacy this, pharmacy that. Before na chemist, go to that chemist store there and treat yourself. So you have only one chemist store in your village, and each time people fight and wound themselves, they go to him and they pay him. He will treat. That chemist man will always love chaos. Let there be people that will fight now, because once they stop fighting, they will put me out of my business. So once you continue to preach one Nigeria, it will be paying your senators. They will keep on receiving their 30 million. They will keep on receiving the prayer that is being sent into their mailbox. They will keep on correcting themselves. Oh, I take that word back. I take that word back. There is no more money I send into your account. It's now prayer I'm sending into your mailbox for your vacation. You will keep on hearing these words that irritates, that will make you break down. That in a country, can you place the ratio of 30 million per person to 30,000 minimum wage? Do you know how many percent? Can you multiply 30,000 minimum wage? Do you know how many times you have to multiply it to give you 30 million? That each person, a senator that is doing nothing, is getting on monthly basis. You're not talking about the governors of a state that collects monthly allocation and their salary too, and that they want to carry a project that will never happen. This is the type of hell that you have been in, where accident happens and kill you not as a result that that accident should have happened, but as a result that the country where you are does not checkmate the vehicles that convey you from one place to the other to know if it's still good to apply the road, or if that vehicle is still okay, or to check the roads that you apply on daily basis to know if the road is still worthy of your vehicle. But they will see a pothole on the road, highway, speed lane. They will see a dangerous pothole that if any vehicles will venture to bomb into that pothole, all the people that is in that vehicle, their life will be at risk. They will never feel it. They will never stop it when it have not claimed life. All of us remember what happened in Omonia, 2010. Omonia, the road from Omonia, that highway, Enugu Express Road, in that Omonia, the road was very terrible. And the tanker that with gas and other vehicles that was with the fuel, with the kerosene, they lined up because there's always a long queue on that road. That thing claimed the life of thousands. Many families were wiped off on that fateful day. But even up to now, call home, that Omonia road is only one lane that have been able to construct, just managely construct. And all these things is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Ojukwu saw, Simon Ekpa saw, the people that are crying every day on YouTube, on Facebook, on media, the Biafra Republic government, the cabinet members are crying every day and said, this thing, something need to be done about it. And the only way we can achieve this is for you to sit at home and allow us do our job. To give you a sane country. To give you a place you actually call a home. These are the things that made the Biafrans to say that the sit at home must have to continue. Because sometimes somebody will be in a pain, will be in pains. For the past that pain have lasted for a very long time, is not comfortable with that pain. So even when you're suggesting for him or her, there's a place I know that you will go that this your pain will just be, will just go. For the part that person is not comfortable with that pain, there's nothing you're saying that person is listening to. And that is how it is. And that is how it has been. Freedom comes with a price. If you can picture Biafra with all these things that is happening, that is making Nigerian government to cry, but if you cannot picture it, that means you're not in line with what is happening. But once you can picture it, and know that there's no Biafra without sit at home, there's no release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu without all the civil disobedient measures that we are putting in place, then you are good to go. Thank you so much, my brothers and sisters. Thank you, Biafrans. Thank you, lovers of freedom. All those that are doing the needful. I see Vam here now. It's like he's having network issues. And those that are, if you're having network issues that you receive the mic, you go out. What you just do is to go out, you come in again. Or you refresh or you update your Twitter handle. Mas Hugo, you're welcome. Mas Hugo 247, my brother, you are welcome. I salute you. On this note, I'm extending the mic to my own brother, Mazi Arinze from the Biafra Writers of Conscience. Please, my brother, unmute yourself. You are the co-host and make your opening remark. Thank you so much, my brother, for coming. I salute everyone on the space. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, my beloved brother, Mazi Fainwara. And I thank everyone here. From our ministers, from the Biafra Republic government in Israel, or to the speakers, to the listeners, freedom of Biafra, lovers of freedom all over the world. I greet you all. My name remains Mazi Arinze Chukwu, and I welcome you once again to this our morning edition on Biafra First TikTok. Yes, it's an this is what we have taken upon ourselves, that as long as we live, Biafra live. As long as we do anything we do in life, Biafra is first. Thank you very much. Without wasting much of the time, on today's topic, can you imagine Biafra today without all this sit at home? The truth remains that without this sit at home, what you can be imagining of what Biafra land will look like is when you go on a research and you take a look at what is going on in Benue State today. If you take a look at what is going on in Sokoto, if you take a look at what is going on in Meduguri, if you take a look at what is going on in all these places that the Fulani herdsmen, that all these Boko Haram terrorists have taken as a territory, as a captured place, that is exactly what you could have been imagining how Biafra land will look like today. Without us standing strong, without us defending our land, without us realizing that if we don't fight for ourselves, nobody will ever do, and without minding if we don't speak for ourselves, then nobody will speak for us. We can only imagine the situation of ex-Zakzaki in the hands of the DSS dungeon today if we do not sit at home. And this is the reason why they arrested Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to make sure that Biafra never exists, to make sure nobody speaks about Biafra, to make sure that the liberation of Biafra is dealt, to make sure that they frustrate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, that he will never have any other option than to give up. These are the only things you can only imagine if this sit at home is not being geared by our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. If we do not sit at home today, if we do not have government in exile, if we do not have Mazi Simon Ekpa, all these things that I have mentioned is the only thing that you can imagine that will be happening in Biafra land. But because the Biafrans are human beings, we make use of our senses, we make use of our brain. We are not like the animals in the zoo called Nigeria. We can never ever deviate nor be cajoled by the Nigerian medias, by all these people that have been bought with peanuts, by all these saboteurs. We have stood our ground, not only just to demand for freedom, but to show every humankind the need and the importance of a human being having a common sense in his head. Because he's only an animal that you can beat and command it not to cry. It will only obey. But human beings have sense and have sense of reasoning. We never ever adopt that. But before I proceed, I would like to remind the Nigerian government something, that what they are seeing today is just a tip of what is to come. The arrest of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as they have in mind to stop the sit at home, to stop Biafra agitation, to stop everyone that is talking about Biafra, is dead on arrival. And when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu tell them that this is a divine project, he said in one of his broadcasts, if not because God ordered me to go, I could have given up. But because this is a project of Elohim, no man can ever stop it. Let me play this video, this audio, so that our listeners will listen and also remember that what is happening today in Biafra land is not a coincidence. It have already been ordained by God Almighty, and more is coming. Pay attention.
God began to speak to me about Biafra, and I'm worried. I stopped somewhere last month, and I'm going to throw a little light on another one. And I pray that the authority concerned should listen to me. And it's a statement. Dialogue now, so that you should not be knocking the door for dialogue and there's no dialogue. That's what God told me.
That they will knock this time around and the door will never be open for them.
I keep saying it. I said there is a spirit in this young man. It is bigger than what physical eye can see.
And that spirit is what have possessed millions of Biafrans today, in case if they don't not know. That spirit is what have possessed Mazi Simon Ekpa when he said that I take words from the heart of MNK. The spirit that possessed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu possessed Mazi Simon Ekpa and possessed each and every one of us here today that is doing the needful. The same spirit have possessed the BLA, have possessed the Biafra Liberation Army, have possessed everyone fighting to restore Biafra?
I'm not an Igbo man, I'm a Yoruba man, but I'm speaking as a prophet. I said, what I see in this young man is bigger than him. You see the man, the small boy that they call him, what is inside him is bigger. It's not just an ideology, it's bigger. I said, I see an animal. Which animal did I told you last time? Huh? I said what? A what? A what? A small puppy. And I see a small puppy going forward. All of a sudden, I saw so many strange wild animals, lion, bear, great animals around the puppy.
The animals, the great animals around the puppy is me and you. The great animals around the puppy is the Biafra Republic government in exile. We will never give up.
Then I saw the puppy look back and saw that the animals around him are so many. Suddenly the puppy, what I saw last month is different from what I'm seeing now. The puppy is developing some futures of wild animals.
We have given Mazi Nnamdi Kanu the hope to continue. Could it be that we bow down from the, what do they call it, all this blackmail, from the treacherous Ejiofor, from the barrister lawyer Jumako, and all those people that say we went to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he said this, he said that. Had it been, we buy the idea to follow their evil instruction, what could have been the hope of our leader today? Imagine what could have been the hope of Biafra today. But because we stood our ground, that little puppy is going to develop to a wider animal.
This prophetic word is not to the negative. It's very important. Take the Biafra agitation serious. Dialogue now. Because I see a time, doors are knocked, calls are made. People who are heavy are saying we have come down, but these people are not willing to dialogue again.
Thank you very much. As the Ohanes and Doshi are calling, as all the Igbo leaders are calling, thanks to Elohim that Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Biafran Prime Minister, have closed down any call coming from the zoo. The door for the dialogue have been shut down. There is nothing else we will ever hear until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being released. Because we are not ready to see ourselves in the situation of those in Benue State living in IDP camps. Because we will never see ourselves in the situation of those living in the Sokoto, that the Fulani herdsmen, the kidnappers, the killers, we arrest them out of their homes, abduct them, take them into a thick forest, and start using guns to shoot their legs when they are still alive. Because we do not want to see ourselves in that situation. We cannot even imagine seeing ourselves, seeing Biafran land into such condition. That is why you see today from Enugu to Imo State, from Imo State to Abia State, from Abia to Ebonyi, from Ebonyi to Iguacha, Anambra, Cross River, all the Biafran territories today are under lock and key. The Nigerian government, they can lie all they want. They can tell propaganda, do whatever they want. But the truth remains the only tools that we will use to pull down the zoo. We are only waiting for our convention that will first took place in Finland. And after that, they will see what freedom fighting is all about. Nigeria are busy today talking about the conflicts in Niger, in Mali, in Burkina Faso. They forget the message that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu brought to us from the first time he started broadcasting from Radio Biafra. He said his mission is to liberate Africa, but he must start with Biafra. And that will remind you when he said, I'm not ready to be a president of Biafra, because my mission is to restore Africa. Some people don't make use of their brain. To get Biafra is very little for him than the fight that God have prepared him to fight. To liberate Africa is his mission, but he is starting with Biafra. And because he have finished his job for Biafra, that is why you see all this thing that is happening today. And we are telling Nigerian government that door of negotiation have been shut down. All the enemies of Biafra today, they are trying to run away from Nigeria. The Treacherous Ojofor is even writing a petition, a letter of apology on behalf of Mazi Simon Ekpa. Who told you to write? Because you are scared and you are afraid and you are ashamed of yourself. But thanks to our Prime Minister, we will lock you up. Even your enemies will reject you. Biafra land will reject you. Your enemies that used you will reject you. And not even devil himself will reject you. You will be stranded for yourself. And when Biafra come, the only thing you will say that you have never seen this set of people before in your lifetime. And as time goes on, as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have already prophesied, shall we or you see people like us after us. Thank you very much, my big brother. Biafra land today is under lock and key, and we are ready to
Mazi Arinze, are you still there? Is anyone still hearing Mazi Arinze?
No, I can't hear him. I can't hear him.
Mazi Arinze, you're no longer being heard. Thank you so much, my brother Mazi Arinze, for all those analysis. These are the reason why we are never going to back down.
Can anybody hear my voice? Can anybody hear me, please?
Yes, you're coming out now. You're coming out now. You were muted for some time now.
Okay, please, where did I stop?
You almost conclude.
Okay. Thank you very much. Just continue from here.
Thank you so much, my brother Arinze. Thank you. God bless you for that wonderful narration. Thank you so much for coming, my brother. Our hope is Biafra, and that is where we will get to, because the door of negotiation, when our leader told them, our leader started initially and was telling them, go and repair all these things you have damaged in Biafra land. Make all the seaports viable, construct roads, give people equal opportunities to make a living. And they waited until that time passed, until we entered into complete separation of Biafra from the contraption called Nigeria. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu now conclude and say Nigeria can never be salvaged, because he was thinking that Nigeria can be salvaged somehow. At least let the restructuring that was proposed before, that made you people to kill over 7 million people, children. Let's go back to that drawing board and continue from where we stopped. But everybody was calling him, I can still hear them calling him that time, small boy, that small boy in London, he's just in radio, blah, 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 until the day he said we have crossed the Rubicon and that there's no going back. And here we are today. Our Prime Minister is doing a great job. He's taking us to Biafra with a new dimension that was prophesied. And there's nothing any mortal man can do about that. Because everything that is happening with Zwaba and Oramo, this is spiritual matters. Thank you, Mazi Arinze. There's a lot to say on the things that you said. Thank you so much. Thank you. Who is next to speak? Williams, you're not raising your hand. Gochku, you're not raising your hand. Maybe you're not ready to speak immediately. Okay, Simon. Okay, Ugochukwu, you are ready to speak. Okay, Ugochukwu, you have the mic. Unmute
Yeah,
yourself.
thank you so much. Thank you, Rize, our Lord brother. I use the great opportunity to salute our leader, Mazin Namdekano, who has been doing excellently everything, apart from the belief he had on the enemies, and they were able to give him away. But everything happens for a reason. And I'm such a person who don't believe for what I believe that the most important thing that our Prime Minister come up, and I salute him for all he has been doing for us to make sure that our leader, the most important, that he's alive and well and come out healthy, so that we all can embrace him and give him the honor that he deserves. And I cannot speak without giving my salute to ESN Liberation Army, the men and women who are doing a wonderful, doing everything else, They have done what their ancestors, most of them, entered the grave thinking about, just to stop the Fulanis from not to step their ugly foot in our land. No matter that the stooges who always proclaim their brothers from Jigawa, their brothers from Nasarawa, just to use it to confuse the gullible ones when they are in the channel TV, the most corrupt channel station in the planet Earth. So whenever they are there, they want to dare to tell people that someone from Borno, Jigawa, is their brother. That is, by the way, the topic is that, can you imagine Biafra today without all these sit at home? This is something that our leader started. He knows very well the value of these things, but just that when he put it up, those around him will come up when they have collected money from their criminal gang called governors, senators. These are criminal bunch of lunatics. When they collect money, they will go from his back, they will come and talk to him, and he's a good listener. He believes, because in one of his books, I said that there is no statement or whatever that he's saying without them discussing with the people around him. But for his greatest surprise, or maybe he may know, but as a spiritual man he is, but there's nothing he can do at that point of time, because that's why he came up and started crying, looking for men, because he knows that those around him are they are just a bunch of disappointment. We could not, he put all this in place. He knows the value of these things until this day, that most of the men, the real men and women, came out. And before I forget, I salute the Biafra government in exile. These wonderful people, and I will keep repeating it. Thank you, wonderful men and women who refuse to be contaminated by the evil Nigeria. Decide to keep themselves. These learned wonder keys. Even do not misunderstand me. I call you for what, but in the time of in the land and our ancestors, you guys are keys to them, to keep yourself for the wonderful land, to work for your people. And your works are showing all over the whole world, because I believe that wherever you are number one in the field. And the world are shaking. You can see that no country of the world are trying to come and challenge on what you people are doing, because they know that the best are out there, and you are doing the wonderful. Everything you are doing is wonderful. So from the beginning, our great leader knows the value of this. He made mention of one of the things he was capitalized on. This sit at home, this Twitter that we are today, that the world are listening to us. He was capitalized on all those things and making sure that we're able to know the valuable point he's trying to. But today, our Prime Minister came up when he said that he's taking work from the heart of Mazin Namdekano. You can see that our Prime Minister is a very smart person. Before all of us start coming in Twitter space, some of us are not familiar to this. Our Prime Minister used to come up in a Twitter space. Even when the first time I came up, to be honest, I know Twitter, but I didn't know how to pick up the mic. I didn't know how to send the mic. He always comes up here and the people join him and stuff like that. Then when we started coming up, then he need to focus on other things. That's why I cry that whenever any of us come in here, you must keep yourself, you must know what, because he went off because that his brothers and sisters are here to do the needful. The life of our people without this sit at home, believe you me, would have been disastrous. And that is why our prime minister said that he has the tablet of, he has his plans towards these things, and he's really following it wonderfully. Just like this morning, I was looking at a tweet, I saw one of the angels from Liberation Army. I was shocked. I was thinking that I know what is going on in Imo State, but this one shocked me. I always be honest. To my greatest surprise, to see that there is a Sharia Court of Appeal in Imo State. I was shocked to see that. I was like, seriously? Because I cannot tell you that I'm aware of that. This is something that they have gone deep inside us. They have gone too deep. Real deep, for having such a thing in Imo State. And you tell me that, and above all this, someone like a criminal who poses on the mic, I think chairman of the governor in Southeast or whatever they may call him, and you should ask yourself, when I saw that, the next thing that comes to my mind is that this is what my ancestors fought until they entered grave. This Sharia, these Fulanis, and today they are present in our land. And today they're about to relocate because of Liberation Army. So what life could have been to us without sit at home, Liberation Army, ESN? Just imagine what it could be to us, what life could have been in that part of the world. Because what you are seeing in the north is like they are even doing everything they are doing, going on their rampage and doing everything because they see that some of them are his brothers. Can you imagine that they hate with chronicle hatred? Chronicle hatred. They know that you will never be an Islam. They know that in your heart you were born not being part of them. So we should every day wake up in our life and say glory be to God for Chuko Kikabiama to have people like our prime minister who have these ideas. Biafran government in exile. It's like the tape that our brother played. When the animals, the wild animals around our leader. To be honest, the prophet was right. He was very much right, because there are a lot, apart from our prime minister, there is so many of us. We are not just coming very angry. Very, very angry. Who does not want to have nothing to do with Nigeria? There are some things, some of us, when you try to have some fun, when you remember that you have something to do with Nigeria, you became so angry with your life and with yourself. When you look at your beautiful children, you ask yourself, do we have a place to take these beautiful and wonderful kids? When you travel around the world and see wonderful kids of the Biafrans, and when they come to you, they say, where are you from? It says from Nigeria. Your mind turns. You're looking at a beautiful kid, and you're thinking about a place like that. And when you look at the sit at home, the videos that they are making, the video that is coming out from there, the same core world, the whole world is watching it. Does that environment look like where human being can stay, and a place where some people who call a lawyer and whatsoever are fighting sit at home? Look at the environment. When the person making the video, look at the marketplace, look at the environment of the place. Can these people around the world say, what the hell, what kind of a place is this? And this is where our people are living. And that is what we are fighting, to separate ourselves from this disaster and find a better place for our people. So my brothers and sisters, if you see the sit at home is the key point, and listening to the Biafran government in exile, our prime minister is a final bus stop. And there's nothing anyone can do about it. Before going to write apology on the behalf of our prime minister or whatever, this guy, the problem they have is that when they're able to get one or little name and think that they have some people around them, but something they don't know that there are people, smarter people watching them with careful interest. When some of us think that when you have arrived, you have not arrived. If we have never step our feet in Biafra land and hold Biafran passport and have a better government and have water, a running water, and have electricity, have a free movement for our people, where our children can go to school, walking home, smiling. Nobody's going to intimidate them. Have a police on the street saying hello to you, my friend, not a police force. I mean police. I'm not talking about police force of Zoological Republic. There are difference between police and police force. We have never arrived. And some of them, they'll be appointed by to be a Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, a lawyer, or whatever they may call themselves. Or maybe you know one or two people. In their freaking mind, they may be thinking that I have arrived. This is the problem of a fool, some of the fools. But today, I may tell you, the way our government is going, those representing them, when you talk to these people, I was yesterday I was talking when I was, you see how people address you. You can feel that you are having people around you. Human being is speaking. But when you look at the lunatic sitting on the chair in the media, running around, the body language tells you that these are a bunch of, how can you say such a person representing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu of all people? That tells you all you need to know. But today, there is nothing. Our people have to get it in their heads. There is nothing we can do without this sit at home, Liberation Army, ESN, our Prime Minister, Biafran government in exile. These people have to be backed in everything. Anyhow you can do it. Whatever that you do, even when there is a fundraiser, if you're not able to meet up, just give a few days to do whatever that comes from your hand. If you didn't meet up that particular moment, just have in your mind that you are owing something in your heart. Whenever it comes to you, just do it because we have to. When we get there, all of us have arrived. When we get to that land and change everything and put smile in the face of these old suffering people, these young frustrated people, these people that have never ever tasted the good water, they have never lie down and wake up and see light constant. Their freezers have never been blocked for the whole week. Their fridge have never been cold for 7 days. What am I even talking about? For 24 hours, let me just say 48 hours. These are people that everything we are doing it for all to see them have a better place. And at the end of the day, we will then shake ourselves and say we have arrived. And without these people and what our Prime Minister has put in place, I believe that each and every one of you who are good man and good woman at heart will be crying wherever you are. It doesn't matter what you represent. I have to stop here because there are a lot of hands up. Thank you, Ifeanyi. Thank you, my brothers. I salute you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mazi Ugochukwu, for that wonderful submission there. Thank you so much. You really said a lot. Really said a lot. There's nothing we would have been saying now without those structures that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu put in place. Okay, Mazi Arinze, you want to add something to what our brother said? Do so. After that, you call Simon MNK. Then MMK will unmute himself. Take up the mic, Mazi Arinze.
All right, thank you very much. It's not thank you, our brother who just finished speaking now. I want to tell Biafrans a good news from our Prime Minister. He said he just rounded up another international breakthrough meeting now for Biafra restoration, and at the same time, this man, Hopeless Hopus Odema, who have run away from his land in Imo State, find a place in Abuja where the people that sent him to kill his own people burn people's market at Imo State, throw bomb at people's house, kill innocent men and women and children of Imo State because the people never voted for him. The people never believed in the Nigerian government. He is now running away from the land. He's now lying to AIT and other Nigerian Zoo media about today sit at home that all the Imo State people are loyal to Nigeria, to Biafra government in exile. They observe sit at home. They call for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu release. Instead of this Udele, instead of this Anumanu to tell the world what is exactly going on, he is there in Abuja lying to all the media, the Zoo media, about why he ran away from Imo State. But our leader, our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, have a special message for him. And I want to play it here so that Biafrans here they can also listen. Maybe after the program, they can go and also follow Mazi Simon Ekpa, our Prime Minister, and also share the message. Let me play it now. Please pay attention so we can hear what he said to the hopeless man in Imo State called Hopus Odomo.
As how can non-state actors give sit at home order and it will be obeyed? People are scared. People are afraid because of what they have seen in the past. So, and nobody wants to die, neither me nor anybody.
Good afternoon, fellow Biafrans all over the world. This is Simon Ekpa, the Prime Minister of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile. On this day, 21st day of August 2023, I want to respond to Hopus Odema. You see, when you continue to deceive yourself and live in denial, this is the result. I want to make it very clear to Hopus Odema and people like him that when you continue to say non-state actors, I do not understand what you mean by that. We are not non-state actors. It is time you come to term that Biafra Republic Government in Exile is a legitimate government of the Biafra people, and Biafra people are loyal to the government. So don't say we are non-state actors. We are Biafra state actors. And I want to tell you today that people are sitting at home not because they are scared, because they are fed up of you, they are tired of you, they have no trust in you, they have made you an illegitimate governor, and the Nigeria government in Biafra land has become illegitimate government. The only legitimate government is Biafra, Biafra Republic Government in Exile. So I want to make it very clear to you people today that one, Biafrans are not scared. That's why they are sitting at home, because they are tired and sick of Nigeria. Two, Biafra people know that the Biafra government is the only government that fight for their future. You don't fight for their future in Nigeria, rather you bring the military to kill them. So how do you think they are going to listen to you when all you do is to kill them? You have lost everything. You've lost the territorial integrity to Biafra, and you must accept that. And you also have said that you either don't want to die. Why would you kill yourself? If you die in the process of sitting at home, it means that you kill yourself. It is called suicide. You organize your own killers. And I know you're not going to do that. That's why some of you are still alive. So I'm telling you today that stop saying we are non-state actors. You have to come to understand that Biafra has a government, both in the homeland and in diaspora, which is the exile government. So we have de facto government of Biafra and Biafra government in exile. And we are in charge until Biafra is declared, and all of you will be alive to see it. Thank you.
All right, my brother Mazi Fayemora, just like as today's topic said, what you could have imagined if sit at home is not being, as one of the tools that we are using today to make sure that we keep these people out of our land. This is exactly a response and also a comment to this our topic, because all the things that these criminals have in mind against us, the indigenous people of Biafra, they wanted us to die, they wanted us to leave our home and go to IDP camps, but today the opposite have become the case. But because we stood our ground to sit at home, to protest, to tell the world that we own the land and not few people like Hopus Odoma, today that which Hopus Odoma have in mind to happen to us have turned against him. He have now run away from Imo State and he is now living in IDP camp in Abuja. Those that have wanted us dead, they are the one today dying woto. So the opposite have become the case, and we shall continue to do whatever the government of Biafra have ordered us to do, because the government say that Biafra first before anything. The interest of Biafra is number one before any other thing, and the interest of Biafra is to preserve the life of every Biafrans. Thank you very much, my brother Mazi Fayemora. As we go to Mazi Simon, please unmute yourself and take over the mic. I think Mazi Simon, I don't know. Take over the mic, please.
Thank you, great comrades, senior and great comrade. Thank you so much. Thank you, my ladies. Thank you. All protocol duly observed. First and foremost, I want to thank our great supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, want to thank him for for giving us a wonderful gift like Lord MK, and also a wonderful gift like our Universal Peace Ambassador, our Prime Minister. I want to thank him for giving us wonderful gifts like all of you here, our men and women on the ground. In fact, sometimes when I begin to ruminate over things, what the Fulanis and Britain planned, their agenda, their evil agenda against the South, targeted their stronghold, the Biafrans. In fact, when I begin to think about it, those who don't know or who know but they're deceiving themselves, and so those some who don't actually understand what these people plan to do. By now, what you see in the Middle Belt will be what we have in our land will be 10 times of it. If they can do those who speak their tongues, they speak the same tongue like that, and some of them they are the same religion. If they can do them like that, how much more? You know, they hated us so much not because we do them anything, but they see us as an obstacle to their evil agenda. Because Britain knew how our fathers dealt with them, so they see us as an obstacle. So that was why they went and gathered all the criminals, puppets, and they bring them together. And when you look at them, you ask yourself, does it mean no competent person people on those outside will be asking like that, but I will not ask like that because I know what they're doing. I know they're stuck in thread. I know their modus operandi. So my people, see, we that understand what is going on, we are grateful to Chukwu Kikiabiaman for everything. Sit at home, review many things. Sit at home, review the evil, the gross crime, gross human rights abuse these people committing against our people. In fact, in the entire East, no roads, no road that is motorable. The entire East. Look at the market. Even the zoo where animals are and outside doesn't look like those markets. Those are where they generate billions of naira they used to run the nuts. You know, some people don't understand that reason why one of the reasons again they are fighting sit at home is because the money being generated from our lands is being used to run the nuts. So that is why they are using the slave, they are pressurizing them, and also the Britain and those who are exploiting our lands, exploiting our resources. They don't care how they are polluting our lands. Our waters are being destroyed. Our farmland are being destroyed. They don't care. They're only concerned about the resources. You said I'm not your priority. Then, but my resources are your priority. You see how evil some human beings are. Human plus they have beaten us so much. We're going to buy them back. We're not going to even the feces. We're going to bite everything in their animals. We're going to bite everything off. We're not going to throw them out of mercy at all. They have destroyed our people's markets, the widows, the poor women in the villages. They don't care about. They don't care how they are surviving. And you bring your jets, you bomb their markets. You destroy their source of livelihoods. You destroy people's shops, home, and you are flying in private jets. I think you don't care about the roads. Accidents every day. All the money supposed to be used to utilize the roads, Ekwemadu and Co. They squander all the money. Look at where he ended himself today. Some of them cannot learn lesson. I thank God for the Edu Akalon because I can't wait to see some of their so-called ancestral home to be ablaze. I can't wait to see it, because from A to Z, they must be homeless. Yes, they must. Okay, or they will lose everything. As they make many families homeless, many wives widows, many children orphan, you know, and many families childless. So also, they look at their own children, where they put them in the best school abroad. They will be happy. They will be happy. You see how evil people are. You are killing other people's children, and they want to be happy with their own children. Who does that? And they be like that. What goes around comes around. You see, these people, they don't know how angry, like our brother said, they don't know how angry we are. They don't know that we are very, very angry. And before we are being traumatized by the killings, but this time around we are no more. We have graduated. We have been radicalized. In fact, we have graduated in radicalization. You know, I think we are being beastalized, if anything like that. And that beast will deal with them. They are more afraid of death than us. Yes, I've seen my mates, those who are better than me, they are being killed, they are being slaughtered, they are being butchered. So I decided that instead I would die for nothing, let me die for something. Let me die for something. For the information, if I die doing this, I'm a happy man. I'm a happy man. But I'll make sure that they avenge the death of my people, the death of innocent one they killed. And, you know, these people, they don't need to. Oh God, can't be they must say the bread of death. Hey, he will lose everything. Demon will lose everything. He will lose everything, and he delights. They will lose everything. Sit at home has been reviewed to our people. Look at everywhere. When I see people when they're showing the markets, I say, look at where our people are, where they are trading. Look at where they are trading, and they were collecting tax for them. So just claim to be educated. What educated fool? Claim to be educated, and look at where he's collecting people tax. Look at the roads. People are being frustrated. Our people are being frustrated. Our men and women. That was why they are dying in Mediterranean. I saw the video how the sea vomited them. The cause of my brothers and sisters. How the sea vomited them. They are the people whom they deliberately frustrated. Deliberately. Because they can't tell me that somebody will take a 10 billion to build a hall that cannot cost 5 million naira to build. They call it International Conference Center. And you spend 10 billion there, and in the place where all the raw materials being used to construct road are sourced locally, why should there be dusty roads in that particular place? Some of the roads equipment being constructed by innocent, why can't they procure the equipment and let all millions of our civil engineers that are jobless, let them begin to handle the air and sea trunk roads, thereby improving their profession? But they can't do that. They want to grow economy, but they cannot make us motor that is stronger than the imported ones to be compulsory for all the government institutions and government staffs. They can't do that. They tell you they want to grow economy. They don't care about you. They don't care. When you look at all the infrastructure they build something that's fast. The means they will use to loot money. The so-called cargo airports built by the drunk man is defunctioning. No, he's there in America and with his family they are clubbing and enjoying. Then when he dies, somebody will carry corpse to come and bury in our land. Never will happen. It never will happen. I believe the government will look into that my solution, because their corpse will be buried where they invested. They can't come into our land anymore. As they are fleeing, they will bury that side. The land belongs to us. Since time immemorial, the land belongs to the people, not to individual, not to Igbe, not to governor. Yes, we are the Oha. Without her, there will be no any Ibe. There will be no any Eze. We made the Eze, and we give the Eze the power. And if Eze misuse that power, we take it from the Eze, because voice of the people is voice of God. The God of our land is with us. Is with us, and all the fallen heroes, all the 5 million children, they are with us because we are fighting to give them justice. That is why anybody whose hands is clean in this liberation, nothing will happen to you. If your hands are clean, as our leader rightly said, if your hands are clean, nobody will harm you. You will survive. You survive because we are fighting just cause. We are fighting just cause. As our leader, the spirit of more than 80 million Biafrans genuinely with him. So also our prime minister, a leader whose people are with him. Nobody can kill him. Any leader that the people genuinely supported, nobody can harm him. The reason why you are going to lose everything because nobody supports you. Nobody supports you, even your family. Nobody supports you. Keep money aside. All of them will deny you. Okay, we are going to take our land, full control of our land. As we are controlling it now, we're going to take full control totally our territory. And those who are wise, they should leave, because wise oppressors know when to let go, but foolish oppressors end up in the Red Sea like Pharaoh. Thank you, my comrade. Thank you, the Prime Minister. Thank you, our Minister of Information and other ministers in the House. Thank you all. More grace to our elbows. We are solidly behind you. I, Mazoe Kachuku, solidly behind you, my Prime Ministers and my ministers. The loyalty is watertight. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you very much, my brother, for that very wonderful comment. Yes, they will never allow Inosumoto to progress because they never want you to survive. They will never allow Ibeto Cement to be progressing because they never allow you to survive. They will never allow to open any seaport or international airport in the East because they want you dead. They will never allow any good thing, even the one from us, to be seen or to be used by us because they never want us to survive. The people that committed the genocide that took life of 3.5 million people, how do you think they will ever wish you good? And that is why we have taken it upon ourselves, that it doesn't matter what people tell us, what matters is what we tell ourselves. And what we have said to ourselves is that freedom is all that we want. It's either you give us Biafra or you bury us all alive. It's either the flag of Biafra is being raised or we all are going to be lowered under the grave. That is what they have to understand. We are not capitulating. We are not even thinking of backing down. Biafra is all we see. Thank you very much, my brother, for that wonderful speech. And as we are going to our brother, I can see many hands up. Simon Ekpa Somchuku Sochuku Chinonso. I don't know if you are close to your mic. Sochuku Chinonso, please unmute your mic and speak to us. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your location. Sochuku is my name. I really want to thank all the angels here, the host and the co-host. I thank you. Our ministers here, I thank you as well. Mazuko 247. Oh, thanks. I cited you. My mighty and elephant greetings to our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, for his wonderful job well done. I really want to thank him. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say something. Say, "Anyị tigo ha mgbada nwụrụ anwụ n'isi." The zoo is panicking. sit at home really means everything. I don't even know what to subtract and what to add. But to be honest, for the best initiative of this sit at home from Mazi Simon, it means everything. As you can see, they are really panicking. They are crying from their zoo lawyers, Ifani, Ejihako, and all of them. Everybody's crying. Their presidency. We want the sit at home to continue. That is our result. Yes. We want it to continue for so many reasons. So that our mothers will not be raped. Our sisters will not be raped. Our young youths, their organs will not be harvested. Our men will not be dying in the Red Sea, in the Mediterranean Sea, rather, trying to escape. They have killed us enough. They have killed us enough. All the military apparatus, police and force apparatus, police and name them. Everywhere they see Igbo people, they kill us. It is an arranged process, and they are systematically doing it without even people seeing it. Not until Mazi Nnamdi Kanu arose. Not until Simon Ekpa arose. Not until our government arose. They are using their governors to kill us. They are using the police to kill us. They are using the army to kill us. Shoot aside is the order. They are using the lawyers to kill us. Everywhere, every part of them, Biafran states is their prison. Go to this prison. Just point out one Fulani man inside there. Point out one Yoruba man inside there. All Biafran youths. Go to Yoruba land. Check their prison, the little prisons you are going to see there. All Igbo people, Biafrans. Last time I was seeing something in what's it called again? Twitter. Somebody was showing the person was trying to praise the one custom what's it called again? That's the initiative she brought for the prisoners inside there, trying to make them comfortable inside prison, organizing dancing competitions. And when you look at all those people dancing, our women are inside their prison. Go to the north. It is our young people, Biafran ladies, Biafran youths, Biafran daddies. Why can't we continue on this status? And they are forcing their stooges in our land to quench this fire. And they are trying all means to see that they do it. Because from there, their money comes. Because they are all criminals. They're all criminals. Last time something was discovered is on the high seas. It's on China penises of young people and their organs. All these people, all these things, we are Biafran people, Igbo people, Biafrans in general. They have killed us enough. Sit at home must continue so that we stop all this rubbish. They are crying because they are no longer getting those things they used to get. And they are trying all means to quit it. But people are not actually seeing. If you ask them to sit at home, some people will be complaining. Last time, a young boy was killed. Is it in Enugu or Anambra? And people were crying for him. I was like, why are you crying for this? This person knows that today he sit at home. The order has been given. And he went out to disobey our order, to disobey the order of the authority of the Biafra government. And he was killed. So why should I cry for him? Why should I cry for him?
He was killed by the Nigerian agents, by the Nigerian DSS.
Exactly. Exactly. See? We must continue this at home so that we are going to stop slavery. You know, the other time was forced slavery, but this time around it is voluntary slavery. Go to embassies. You see Biafran young talented people queuing up, begging the white people, I want to come and serve you. I want to come and clean your bum. And yet the visas have been denied. Why can't we continue on this sit at home? People begging to come and clean bum, but yet visas are being denied. We must continue. We must continue. Let them keep crying. The fire is on. The liberation force is on. One of us here said, Stefani said, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, I quote, he is not just out for Biafra, but for the liberation of Africa in totality. It is rich. It is everywhere. Biafra must be free. But people doesn't even know where all these things are coming from because some are blind. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu say, I'm coming down there. They wait for me. I'm coming with fire. I'm coming with fire. And that fire is actually burning. It is burning. Who's Odemba is crying? I know when I ran away. I don't want to die. I thought he's the one bombing everywhere. Nobody has the monopoly of violence. They shall all die as they kill Biafrans. The same thing they shall receive. I really want to thank the BLA in their professionalism or professionality. They are doing wonderful. ESN, they are doing beautifully well. All the armed agitation groups, they are all doing beautifully well. The marine, our marine soldiers along the coastal side, beautifully. I'm seeing the news. In fact, I'm joyful. I'm very joyful, praying for them that God Almighty will always sustain them in this war of liberation. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. I'm so happy. God bless you all. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, man. Okay.
Go ahead, Arinze. Go ahead, Arinze. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much for that wonderful submission there. We have only one goal, and that goal is Biafra. Mazi Simon, Akos, Eba Ako, please unmute yourself. Unmute yourself, my brother. Rooney, please, what you do, try to update your this thing, your Twitter. Update your Twitter to know what is wrong with there. I've been giving you this mic. You will accept it, and all of a sudden you fall out again. Update that your Twitter handle, then you come back. Go ahead, Ako. Thank you so much.
All right.
Mazi 247, you're welcome. I've been giving you the mic. Whenever you're free, you can come up. And Eunice, I see you. You're welcome. Thank you. Go ahead, Ako.
Yes. I want to use this opportunity to thank all of you and all protocol duly observed. You know, we take us back a little bit to the scripture where the glory of the flood during the time of Noah brought out the salvation of the ark and the people who dared to come into it, who came into it and they were saved. And that is exactly what this sit at home is doing. The glory of sit at home is really apparent or vivid or being seen in the preservation of our Biafra companies, all our people, Biafra that are owning their own companies in the land of Biafra, that their companies are not be touched. But if the reverse is the case, when you look at the companies or businesses owned by Biafrans outside Biafra land, they target it and destroy. Imagine if the sit at home has not been there, they would have seized the opportunity and detonate bombs in most of these our illustrious sons of the land that are into one business or the other. Okay, and I'm using this opportunity to talk to them as well. If you look at the people that were saved during the flood, sorry, I hope I'm coming out very well, my people.
Yes, loud and clear. Go ahead.
Thank you. If you look at the people that were saved during the time of flood, they were the people that were inside that ark. So I'm using this opportunity to tell all our business people. I don't want to mention names here, but they know themselves. And even if they are not listening now, there are people one way or the other who will have listened to this space and take the message to them. They should come into the ark. There are a lot of flood right now in the land, so that they can come into the ark and secure their lives, secure their businesses, secure the future, even for their children. All right, because these are the people that are going to secure them, which is Biafra. The outside people who want them annihilated will never do that for them. Okay, you know, I listened to the video where Hopeless Uzodinjo was afraid of his life, and he was giving excuses why people are expecting a sit at home. Please, I want to correct certain things. The insult is getting too much. The insult is too much. You don't tell people who voluntarily, from their heart, pick up people that are going to lead them and call them the English, I don't know, I've forgotten that English you use, non-state actor. Why would you call a government instituted by the people a non-state actor? These people rejected you because you are Fulani jihadist terrorist oligarchy government installed in Imo State by the Supreme Court of the Fulanis, not the people. And they don't recognize you. They decided on themselves to bring up a government that they will be loyal to, who they know they are capable of taking care of their immediate now and the future of their children yet unborn. And you are calling them non-state actor. That's an insult in the first place, and it must be recorded against him. He should know this. He should stop calling that government non-state actor. I don't know what he calls non-state actor. He did not call non-state actor in Borno State. He did not call non-state actor in Zamfara, Katsina, those that will go into places. In fact, I was watching a video that the Prime Minister sent this morning. And I saw the jihadist terrorist carry live gun and asked two men to bring out their legs. And that was how those legs were perforated. And the man was so drunk with that power of gun and wanted to shoot a woman also who was kneeling down begging. All those that have been captured. Then some of these Fulani people were started calling him Dogo, Kaberi, no, don't shoot. You know, they were pleading, but already has perforated the foot of those two people. Now, if the sit at home is not being instituted in the land of Biafra, tell me what that video I've displayed will have been happening in the land of Biafra. And all these people they call governors, it is grammar of professorship they acquired from whatever university, Harvard, they celebrate. Okay? They celebrate. That is the grammar they will be speaking. They will never speak the grammar of freedom. They will only be telling us that they are on top of the game. Which game? The game of subjugation, the game of annihilation, the game of suppression, the game of killing and grabbing lands of people, the game of taking the source of livelihood of the people. That's the game they are always on top, not to secure anybody's life. All right. The other day, I saw a video 2 days ago where a farmer, the hand was cut completely, the hand, and the guy was holding his own hand in the video. So you can see what Sit at Home have really secured for us, okay? And it's biting hand. It's beyond the economic aspect that they are crying over. No, to us, it's never a problem. But to them, they felt they are under intense pressure that you are not delivering the money we are asking you to bring in. You are not bringing it in because you don't have control over your people. And we have put you there as a figurehead to make sure that this thing keep coming. But thank God we are wiser. The people of the land are wiser. See, I want to chip in this. And that's one good thing I love about the Biafrans. Like, unlike other indigenous people, okay, they will say, Onti Obabat is Solabegi. And in Biafra land, it doesn't apply. What that means is that whatever the king says is the final. And that's the problem. Is the king the one that brought you to this world? Is he the one that created you? Why will it be that the king, whatever he says, is the final? Is it the king that have gone behind to collect bribery or money on top of the citizen, the whole people? And that's one good thing that is working for Biafran people, that never allow the land to be taken over. Because if the Aguleri king has been bought over and he should go to Abuja to go and be saying that they should stop Sit at Home, of course, the king of Enugu should say no. If you agree in Aguleri, you don't agree, we don't agree here. So that's one thing that makes the Biafran people distinct. They stand out from the crowd. But other places will tell you, I'm sorry, I'm speaking the language here, but that is the truth. The Sit at Home have really brought out the buttock of the chicken, the fowl. The breeze has blown now, it's open. We have now seen who are those. And there is somebody they call Iberibe Abaribe. I don't know, Iberibe Abaribe. You use your people to propel, what is it called? To propel your government seeking position. When you lost out, you started calling the Sit at Home that they are using it as a money. Who have they collected? Did you pay any money? The question is, has he paid any money? Where any member of his family, did he pay any money? And they are all fallacy because they thrive in propaganda and lying. That is what has yielded them wealth. But for how long will that take place? We have all seen that all these things are fake. And I implore our people to stay strong because it's almost over. Imagine the success of today. At least I witnessed two successes. The first one is that the Prime Minister has been invited to attend a summit in India, business summit. In fact, India Forbes, he has been invited. And again, the second one, hello, can you hear me? I'm hearing noise from the background. And the second one,
you're coming up. Go ahead.
Okay. And the second one is about this conspicuous display of Biafra government in exile in South Korea. So bold. All right. If it is not a legitimate government, that country would never allow such. Apart from the meeting he attended this morning, and he came out so joyful and expressed his gratitude and made the announcement to the old Biafrans. Okay, look at the accolades. These are the accolades of a legitimate government, coming out from a legitimate government, though it might be in exile, but it is legitimate. And at the same time, we have the de facto government on ground in the homeland. So tell me where Sit at Home has done anything bad to someone. The other day, about 2 days ago, I listened to one man that called himself Master Prophet or Master Prophet or so. But I like the way he tried to not expose himself, because a caller came in, called in, and trying to blackmail. In fact, with bitterness, he was talking against our prime minister. And the man said, "Come on, whatever you say here is you, it's not me. The only thing I know, in fact, because it's like the man, I joined the program late. It's like the man apologized after the prime minister called his attention to certain remarks he made, and he quickly apologized. And he was making it known to them that why he made such apology is because he said all that the prime minister and the Biafra government in exile and sit at home. He mentioned it. He said, and sit at home is doing is to secure the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And that is why he supported the prime minister. But this guy was shouting, and everything he laid claim on was baseless. They were all baseless. Nothing you can hold concrete that is actually talking about bias. But I want to say sit at home has really helped Biafra to this point where we are. But let me tell you, it has not gotten to the end. The glory is coming. And that glory of the flood of the sit at home will be the one that will bring out the ark floating, and the people will be saved at the end, which is the Biafra itself when it is declared, and it will stand. All right. So I really want to thank you all for your wonderful talk and everything that you have said. And the topic of today is so fascinating, and in fact, it's worth it. And that is why every Biafran doesn't joke with that sit at home, and they support it to the core. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, my brother, Mazi Ako, for that wonderful submission. It's only those criminals that is kicking against sit at home. There's no genuine Biafran that didn't know that the sit at home is just a pathway to what we are struggling and campaigning for, which is our freedom and the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's only those that have skeleton in their cupboard that doesn't want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out, that doesn't want our Biafra to come, so that their evil will continue to strive and their evil will be protected. There are those that are campaigning that the Biafra sit at home should stop, but it's never going to stop till Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is out and Biafra is redeclared. What will stop the sit at home is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out and the declaration of Biafra. Thank you so much, my brother. The first, I can see you, if you're done receiving advice, you can come up, because we said we are going to be here for an hour 30 minutes. We are almost an hour 20 something minutes to the time, but we will still have another 20 minutes to go. Rooney, please, can you unmute yourself if the network is allowing you now? Let's take it at 3 minutes, please. Let's take it 3 minutes so that the mic will go around before we come back to us again.
Thank you. Can you all hear me?
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you, everyone here. Mazi, Ifeanyi, thank you for your doggedness and always being there. And every other person here on this platform today. You see, without this sit at home, there would have been a lot of problems, because what would have been happening in places like Benue and the Middle Belt would have been our portion. In fact, ours would have been worst. These people that hated us so much would have taken that opportunity to start throwing bombs everywhere. But this sit at home has made them know that, hey, these guys are not playing. The reason why you are hearing about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today is because of the sit at home. And you see, because of this sit at home, this is the reason why you see Nigerian government talking about, fighting every tooth and nail to stop it. But the question that people should have been asking is, Why is it that they are focusing on the effect instead of on the cause? If they are genuinely asking, they love they claim that they love Igbos so much and they want their business to thrive, their economy to grow, which is Bangladesh, the lies and propaganda they do. But if they truly believe that shit they are talking about, they would have released Mazen Nandekalu, which are the conditions, one of the conditions given for that sit at home to be stopped. You see, they don't do that. Instead, they will focus on the effect because they have, to their dismay, they've come to know that these people have taken over the land and they have lost, the control of the territory. So in order to hide their shame, they are shouting, the Igbo economy. Do we have economy? The last time I traveled to East, I nearly cried. All the federal rules are bad, no federal presence, nothing. They buy fuel higher than any place in Nigeria. Still, the fuel that is being taken in our land is the one who's suffering. And when you talk about this thing, they'll start telling you, come on, this one, this, that one, this, that. So my people, without sit at home, we would have been in a very deep mess. The reason why they're shouting about it is because it's working. See, let me tell us, Biafra has come. Biafra is here. It's just a little time. Everything will fall into place. Thank you very much, Mazi Fine, and God bless you all.
Thank you so much, my brother Rooney. Thank you for that, a quick one. Thank you. The sit at home have come to do a lot of things. I don't know if some of you have taken time to take cognizant of what you see, the pictures that you see coming from even today's picture. Go to the group there, you will see the pictures that is coming from the sit at home. Just look at the roads. Not the emptiness of the road. Just look at the roads. See how unkept it is. You see that this can only be seen in an abandoned city. That's a city where people are no longer, even some cities that where people are no longer living. It's not as bad as what you're saying, where people are living. And where people are saying, oh, we are suffering because of the sit at home. You look at the environment, you will see suffering written all over the place. You look at the type of market that is built where they do their business, you will see suffering all over the place. You look at the type of building structures where people live, you will see suffering all over the place. But those people that their criminality made it possible is telling you that for the fact that somebody is fighting to liberate you in this lapidated situation. That is that person that is fighting to save you from that situation that they have put you in. Is the person causing you pain. It's just like when you have injury, you have sustained injury already. Somebody wound you. And the doctor is now treating that wound. You know, on the process of treating that wound, you not be smiling. Or you break your leg. You break your leg. And they went to orthopedic. And they were doing something to see if they can join the bones together. It will be, that pains will be all over you. But while they are doing it, they are not doing it. The other person was doing it to kill you. When he was beating you, hitting you something, breaking your bones, is to kill you. But this one is doing his own to put together those bones that have been broken. That is what Mazen Namdekan and Simon Ekpa is doing. Those bones that have been broken by the terrorist Nigerian government, by the Fulefu stooges that we have in Biafra land in the name of governors and senators, is what the bandage. That is what Mazen Namdekan and the Biafra Republic government in exile, Mazen Simon Ekpa, is binding together so that we can walk again, so that we can make use of that part of our body again. But when they were doing it, you'll be crying because it will be painful. It's not going to be. Freedom fighting is not sweet. It's not the bed of roses. That's why as you're crying, you'll be hoping, you're optimistic that there's a green light at the end of the tunnel. Thank you so much, my brother Rooney, for that wonderful submission of yours. Who again? David. Mazi
I think
David.
we have Mazi, somebody with Mazi have been raising his hands.
Mazi, I don't know if he's ready now. He would have raised his hand. Mazi, are you ready now? Unmute yourself if you're ready. If you're ready to speak, if you've not spoken, please raise your hand. It makes it more easier to know those that are ready to speak immediately. Go ahead, Mazi.
I greet everybody. Good morning. All.
This year. Next year, now you go take it.
Am I coming out clear?
They might 50,000 on top.
Go ahead. You're coming out clear. Go ahead.
You see, after the Biafran War, the zoo, they came up with the idea of no vector, no vanquish. And ever since then, people from the old Eastern region have been fighting to be seen as a Nigerian, and is not working. There came about a man like our leader, Nnamdi, who they kidnapped from Kenya, thinking that when they do that, they will silence the Biafra agitation forever. But Elohim said no and also gave us a man like our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, who and his cabinet went indoor and started asking questions. What could be the best way to stop this genocide the zoo government are committing in our land? Because when they made everybody believe that it is no vector, no vanquish, they went back to re-strategize and came back with killing our youth, innocent youth, so that when the need for war arises, that we will have no men to fight for us. But our leader, Nnamdi, said no to that, and they kidnapped him. Now, a man Elohim are blessed to lead this war is here, to fight for the freedom of the Biafran people, to liberate them is here, Mazi Simon Ekpa. He went indoor with his cabinet and asked, what could be the best way for us to stop these atrocities the Zoo military are committing in our land? And they came about with this precious tool called the sit at home. Ever since we started this sit at home, then you see that this sit at home has revealed so many things. The sit at home have revealed to the international community, have further revealed the pride of the Biafran people under the Zoological Republic to the international community. This sit at home have further revealed to the international community that the Biafrans have risen and they only pay loyalty to the Biafran Republic government in exile. We also, when our people in Enugu protested for locking their shop, and you see them saying, we are calling on the Biafran Republic government in exile to come to our aid. And that is why it baffles me when you see all these studies we have in our land, the governors, going to the media to lie that people are afraid. You now ask them, people talking like that, calling on the only legitimate government in our territory, are they afraid? They sit at home and further review to the international community that these people parading themselves as governors, they have lost the territorial integrity. Even the Red Chamber of Nigeria have acknowledged the fact that it is the Biafra Republic government in exile, and Simon Ekpa is the only legitimate government in our land. So that is it, Umunnem. Without this sit at home, you ask, okay, Oyendu, before he was kidnapped, he told you that anything you see this zoo government is against, go for that thing. It might save your life. Why are all these people now, all of them from A to Z are crying on how to planning on how to kill because of sit at home? They are fighting sit at home. Even EOS, those saboteurs, people that sold on the Nnamdi left the freedom fighting and start fighting Simon Ekpa for sit at home. Go to all of their platforms. You ask yourself, when was the last time they broadcast anything meaningful? No. All they talk about is Simon Ekpa and sit at home. Simon Ekpa and sit at home. And that Ejiofor still have the guts to go at the media and say that the Biafran people are cooperating with the cancellation of sit at home. I saw that post. I told him, wait till this Monday. Let's know. You can continue lying to the media, but we know what is going on in our homeland. You see the problem? They are all fighting Simon Ekpa because of that. Is to tell you that this sit at home is a powerful tool. Since we started this sit at home, we've seen how this Biafra struggle went in so many angles. You see, to the extent they are now contacting international media to propagate, to lie at international media that there is nothing like sit at home, that people did not obey sit at home order from Simon Ekpa, like from that idiot lady from India, the one she did last time, but the Biafra people gave it to her very hot. So my people, without sit at home, I don't know the situation today. So our people back home, I thank you very much for adhering to the call of the Biafra Republic government in exile. Secondly, for proving to the international community that the only legitimate government in our land, in our territory, is the Biafra Republic government in exile, and also agitating and agitating for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is one thing we must know. And also, you should bear in mind that when you sit at home, you are not only protesting that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is released, you are also allowing Elohim to do a wonderful work. If only you could imagine the kind of wonderful work Elohim is doing every Monday you sit at home. Every Monday you sit at home, Elohim is doing a very wonderful job with his angels and archangels. So my people, continue sitting at home for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. All we know is that we are fighting for the better tomorrow, and we are getting there. Thank you, everybody, and members.
Thank you so much. Thank you, my brother. We are going home, and we are getting there. In no time, the first, you're welcome. You're welcome. The first, unmute yourself and make your opening remark, as we don't have much time again. Go ahead, the first.
Good morning, afternoon, good evening, everyone. Just waking up, guys. It's another day, another sit at home. Lovers of freedom, good morning from here. Women in Biafrans, those that are sitting at home, our Prime Minister, the government of Biafra, and everybody, all the Simons and all the Bedimas. Good morning from here. Just start with if you're not already in the group, please DM me. I'll try to add you. The new group that was created by the Minister of Information yesterday, and there are some people that for some reason it's not allowing me to add, but we'll continue to try until you get in, so that you can get all the informations, flyers, and anything that pertains to Biafra that you need to know. So thank you from here. The question is, can you imagine Biafra today without the sit at home? It's that's a question. I will answer that question in both ways. Can you also imagine Biafra today without our Prime Minister? I would think, those are the two things that feel like I feel like that's something that because without the sit at home, well, first of all, without the Prime Minister, there won't be no sit at home. In as much as our people, because if you guys can think back how the sit at home went on autopilot, it was because after the criminals canceled the sit at home, our people refused. Today they are telling you that they are forcing people, but what they didn't want to tell you was that after the criminals canceled the sit at home, it was our people that decided they're going to sit at home without the Prime Minister saying anything. All they needed was support. and solidarity. And since then, what our prime minister, and they need a bigger voice, which our prime minister gave them. At the time, he was the spokesperson of the Biafra. Our people decided they're going to sit at home for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. It wasn't nobody forced them to sit at home. The criminals that threw them, because I don't think that when they announced that sit at home, they knew what it would happen. They announced it, even though the idea never came from them, but they announced it. They announced to sit at home for every Monday. And then after a successful sit at home, which shook the foundation of Nigeria, the same people, after collecting money and selling the struggle, they came back and told us that the sit at home has now been cancelled, and the only days to sit at home is whenever Mazen Nnamdi Kanu goes to court, which was never. And but our people started saying, no. Those that listened to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, that heard the crying of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, they said, no, how is that possible? That makes absolutely no sense. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu hasn't been released, and you're telling us to stop sit at home. Our people decided the next Monday, they sat at home. The next Monday after that, they sat at home. And the Monday after that, and the Monday after that, it went on and on and on and on without our spokesperson at the time, now our prime minister, saying anything. And there's something, they call it the will of the people. All our people needed was to support. They needed the support from the Biafrans because they were ready and everything. They were willing and ready to sit at home voluntarily. The history is there because it seems like people forgot. Because now they're telling you that somebody is enforcing sit at home. But they didn't know that what they didn't know is the history of that sit at home. Our people said, we're going to sit at home voluntarily. And they did. But what they needed was the support. Because the propaganda started, everything started. They needed a bigger voice. And the spokesperson of Biafra at the time said, the will of the people is the foundation of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. The will of the people is the structure of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. There is no other structure that is above the will of the people. And he said, yes, those that want to sit at home, we support you. Those that want to sit at home, we will support you. If you decide to disobey the sit at home, well, you get the zoo treatment because they're going to kill you and they use you to blackmail Biafra. That will not stop us. And there and then our people got the voice that they needed. The spokesperson of Biafra was born. The spokesperson of the people was born. The spiritual son of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, the man that takes word from Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's heart, was born. And that's how this all started. And it didn't just become something that happened once. It became, sit at home became a movement. It became something bigger and bigger, and every Monday it became bigger. Every Monday after that, it became bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger till nobody can stop it anymore. Till it became a public holiday. It became bigger till in Biafra land, Monday became a public holiday that everybody wants to sit at home for Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to be released, despite the propaganda, despite everything that had happened. So Biafra without sit at home will look like possibly Owazulike era. and without sit at home and without our prime minister. Probably worse than Wazirike era, because now we've actually not a Wazirike era, because those guys, even though they betrayed, they still have some atom of humanity in them. Some of them went to jail, some of them went to prison. These people were ready to turn IPOP into a political movement. Today, you and me will be championing Chikide Doziem for president or for governor of Anambra State. That is what it will look like. Mazadam Dekano will be afterthought. When you're eating at the dinner table and you hear on the news that somebody got arrested, you say, and then you guys will be having conversation at people, people that's been arrested by DSS. Somebody will say, "Oh, do you still remember that Mazen Namdekano was arrested and he's in DSS? Oh yes, is he still there?" This will be how people will be remembering Mazen Namdekano. Is he still there? Oh, I thought he was released. They'd be like, no, he wasn't released. He's still in DSS dungeon, and then he will die there. But because of sit at home, because of our prime minister and what he's been able to do, standing with the people, giving the people voice, sit at home has now become the only thing that makes Mazen Namdekano trend every Monday. He made Mazen Namdekano become a movement of even in DSS dungeon, Mazen Namdekano's voice. You hear it every Monday. Every Monday. Somebody that's been incarcerated unjustly, illegally, but his voice echoes every Monday, and there is nothing anybody can do about it. That is what the sit at home can do. So Biafra without sit at home, you're just saying Biafra, it would also be like Biafra without Mazen Namdekano. Sure, yes, Biafra will come, but the joy of Biafrans will never be complete. And that's just what it is. And that's why they know it. That's why everybody now has turned sit at home to become something as evil as anything. They've tried to use all manner of propaganda to stop the sit at home. They've tried to use everything within their power, even to the extent of killing people that were sitting at home, locking up their shops, doing kidnapping them in the middle of the night, killing them secretly like Soludo, bombing their communities like Hopus or Demma, drowning them in a Zoo River like Obi, massacring them in broad daylight like Wike. Sit at home has given the people voice. That's another thing that Sit at home did. It showed that in as much you may not have guns, you may not have bullets, you may not have rocket launchers, you may not have fighter jets, you may not have military armored vehicles, you may not have anything, but you can fight. And that's another thing that Sit at home has done. It has showed the people that in as much as things may look ugly, in as much as you may seem like you are powerless against this oppressors that are in our land, against all these people that have destined to kill and drink our blood, and nothing happens, it has shown that you have power. There is power in unity. There is power, and the power belongs to the people. And if only the people can unite and fight their common enemy, those enemies, all their machine gun, don't stand a chance. Because how many times have we seen armored vehicles? I mean, how many times have we seen military armored vehicles in Biafra land? How many times have we seen? I mean, they declared Golden Dawn and Golden Steel, sending armored vehicles, all littered the entire street of Biafra land with armored vehicle, with machine guns and all that. Still, they couldn't stop it. They have all the weapons, they have all the money, they have all the oil, they have everything, but they cannot stop the people. And to make matters worse, they are losing and losing at every turn. They told us they've lost 12 billion. You think the government of Nigeria will really tell you how much they've lost? They're trying to be, they've lost more than 12 billion since the sit-at-home Mondays were announced. But they will never tell you. If you think it was only 12 billion, do you think that they will be crying and whining? Everybody now is, now even the family of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, his own wife, his own lawyer, his own siblings, are now fighting against it at home. That will tell you that they have done everything. They are doing everything, even resulting to putting bounty on the head of our prime minister just to stop the sit at home. And you think they've only lost 12 billion? It's after Biafra is restored, we will know exactly how much Nigeria government lost. 12 billion is just, I think that's the lowest. They probably lost over at least 100 or 200 billion dollars. But they will never tell you, because that they understand that it will keep energizing Biafrans to keep hitting them and hitting them hard. Sit at home have shown that the power belongs to people. In the face of tyranny, you can still fight. Even when you don't have all the weapons or everything, you can still fight. Also, it has shown that the enemy, those that you think that have the power, that they are scared. They are scared of the inevitable, what is coming. They are scared, and that's why they are doing everything to quench it. Buying off anybody buyable just to quench it. Turn the POS, those that once shouted and championed the movement for Biafra are now shouting for, are fighting for the interests of Nigeria, to save the economy of Nigeria. Those that once sided with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, spoke the same word as Mazen Nnamdi, even sleep at the and eat on the same table with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, are now championing the cause of Nigeria to end the sit at home, because they know that it is hitting them hard and they cannot do anything about it. Without the sit at home, the people will never understand the power that they have. They will never understand that there is power, and the power belongs to the people. And if you're consistent, if your eyes is on the ball, the enemy will stand no chance. So the sit at home without the Biafra without the sit at home, I don't even think that is possible at this time, because without the sit at home, without the voice like our prime minister and the sit at home, there will be nothing left. We will go from Soludo election to China Sanworu and Chicken Edoziem running for House of Rep, to Ejiofor running for he ran for House of Rep, he'll be running for Senate. IPOB will become a political movement, and then when Mazen Nnamdi Kanu eventually comes down, he will have nothing. There will be nothing left, or nothing that IPOB will resemble nothing like a freedom fighting movement. It will not even look like a freedom fighting movement. It will become a political party in the zoo. So I'll stop here, guys. I have a lot to say, but I want to yield the mic to Ifani, so that I don't know the sequence of who's first. But thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you so much. The first, that's a very vital point you just made. That without the sit at home, Biafra will just be a political pressure movement. Without the sit at home, the people will not actually know that this seat of power that the governors occupy, the local government chairman occupy, that the House of Representatives occupy, that the senators occupy, that the power that made these people to occupy those positions are in their palms. That is only the seat at home that made it possible. That in the red chamber, they are now deliberating and saying, the power is no more in our hands. The people that gave us the power, the people will snatch the power from, because the people never gave them the power. Because had it been the people gave them the power, they would have been working for the people. But for the fact they take the power by themselves, they arrogated themselves, they lord it over the people. And now, because of the timidity of Nigerian terrorist structure, that did not open their eyes, the eyes of the people, to know that actually they have the power to bring these people down, to reduce them to nothing. And that is what this sit at home has done, and done it perfectly. Through Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, through Simon Ekpa, the Biafra Republic government in exile. You that is always here, helping Simon Ekpa, helping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to make sure that this dream of our forefathers did not die. That we are a people before the British come. And our forefathers leave this message to us, that we are a people before these people come and amalgamated us. We are never Hausa, Yoruba, and Igbo. We are just Biafrans. And do everything to go back to who we used to be. And that is what we are doing today. So my brother, the striking point, the subconsciousness of the people. Many people have sold their own seat at home. Many people, their own seat at home was priced. Some sold their own for 40 million. Some sold their own to build hotels. Some sold their own in different altar. But the real Biafrans, Simon Ekpa, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, said, when they were asked, what is your own price of sit at home? They said our own price of sit at home is Biafra, number 1, release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, number 2, total dissolution of Nigeria is our own price for the sit at home. And that is what we are going to get, because the power really belongs to the people. So without the sit at home, there will be no Biafra that the Ojukwu fight for. Everything would have been in disarray. Thank you so much, the first, for that wonderful submission of yours. Thank you so much. I appreciate. My brother Emeka, you're welcome. You're welcome, Emeka. Let Simon go. Let Simon go. Then Mazi, after Simon, Mazi Prince will go. Then Emeka, you will go. Okay. Thank you so much. Please, Mazi Simon, can you unmute yourself? David Ngozi, please unmute yourself.
Okay. Good afternoon, fellow Biafran. Ifeanyi, I really appreciate you. Please, I'm hearing myself. I don't know.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Mazi Arinze, I really appreciate you as well. The first, and every other Biafran here, I salute every one of you. Can you imagine Biafra today without sit at home? Without sit at home, I don't think there will be any Biafran. And one of the things, the best thing that have happened to Biafran liberation and restoration is the sit at home and the emergence of Mazi Simon Ekpa, our PM. That is the best thing that have happened to this Biafran liberation. In fact, the sit at home catapulted the new dimension that our leader talked about, to this awareness that he was starting to make, that Simon Ekpa is taking us to the new dimension. It is the sit at home that really brought out the best in this Biafran's liberation. As a matter of fact, it is the sit at home that shaped the government that we see today. All the giant strides, all the achievements so far that the Biafra Republic government in exile have made, or that Mazen Simon Ekpa has made, it courtesy of this sit at home. Because without this sit at home, nobody would take Biafrans serious. As a matter of fact, without the sit at home, I don't think Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will be alive today. Without the sit at home, I don't think that Biafran people will even believe that in the nearest future, or in years to come, or in decades to come, that there are anybody who will talk about Biafra and Biafrans or Igbos will listen to him or her. As a matter of fact, let us take our minds back to 2015, when our leader was kidnapped when he came back to Nigeria. You see, the people that were piloting the affairs of this Biafran restoration, Uche Mofo then, they never had the IQ. They never had what the strategy to bring Biafra to Biafrans. Okay? They just embark on protest, not knowing that there is another ways. In fact, they didn't have the blueprint. In fact, they don't even have the process or the structures to bring about the Biafran restoration, because all of them were empty. They were only following our leader for the sake that, oh, most of them were hungry. They wanted to leverage on the Biafran struggle to make ends meet. And where our leader was kidnapped in the first place, all they were thinking about, all they can think about is only to protest. And there were no other measures against the government, except that the Avengers was aligned to the Biafran struggle at that particular time. What it means that had it not been that the Avengers revolted and took their stand when they kidnapped the ship and they demanded the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, our leader wouldn't have been freed up to today, because those people, they have nothing upstairs. I mean, the DOS then, or those who are piloting the affairs then, they never had idea of what it will cost to bring the liberation or the freedom of the Biafran people. This sit at home also made it possible for every Biafran to know that had Mazen Nnamdi Kanu not been kidnapped and renditioned to Nigeria, most of us here will not have known that even those who were charged with the responsibility of taking this struggle to the highest level, if our leader was not here, most of us wouldn't have known that even most of all of them were not there for freedom. Rather, they were there for the money to send containers to Nigeria and make their living as well. Without this sit at home, the international community wouldn't have taken, just like what the first talked about. Biafran struggle would have been a child's play. The international community wouldn't have even considered even saying, giving Nigeria any sanction, or even thinking about all the atrocities that the Nigerian government have been committing against Biafrans. They wouldn't have taken us serious. But this sit at home brought the best as well in the Prime Minister of the Biafran Republic government in exile, because he formed the basis for the shaping of the government that we are seeing today. So, fellow Biafran, without sit at home, I don't think you and I would have been here talking about the release of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, or the restoration of Biafra, or the convention of the Biafran that will be coming by October. So this sit at home is the straw In fact, not only broken the camel's back, it has shattered the camel's back, and they are crying because this is the only way we can hold the government responsible for the kidnap of our leader and their atrocities against the Biafran people. This sit at home also opened the eyes of even the blind. Even the deaf can even feel the breeze that today is sit at home. Even the deaf cannot hear, but they can perceive, oh, tomorrow is sit at home. Oh, there is a prime minister of government republic in exile. Oh, there is a de facto government in our homeland. All these things are made possible by the sit at home and the emergence of our prime minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Without even the sit at home, how many of you would have known that the Nigerian government contracted Asari Dokubo? How many of us would have known that that all the political efulefus in the southeast, that all of them are agents of the Janjaweed and the Nigerian government against their own people? It is this sit at home that made it possible for our prime minister to be able to reveal the hidden things in this Biafran struggle. Without this sit at home, how many of us would have known that the supposedly our leaders most trusted is also how will I put it? The most dangerous of all the sabos that we have in the Biafran liberation. Even more dangerous, more poisonous than the Ifajuna and the Ubabia seekers. Because he was directly involved in the activities of our leader. He was directly, not that somebody, he was outside, he was inside. Just like our prime minister said, the eye of the Nigerian government in IPOB. Without this sit at home, it is this sit at home that ushered in the new dimension that was able to reveal the secrets that was hidden. God used sit at home and Mazi Simon Ekpa to reveal this secret to you and I. And we are here today because of the sit at home. That is why we are promoting it. That is why we are talking about it. That is why we are even explaining most of the the advantages of this sit at home outweighs the disadvantage. The only disadvantage is that people say, oh, on Monday they don't go to work. They don't lose nothing. Or they don't go to their businesses. That is the only disadvantage people will talk about. But then this sit at home prevented Benue in Biafran territory as a whole. So a lot of speakers have said so many things about this sit at home. But fellow Biafrans, without this sit at home, there wouldn't be you. There wouldn't be me. Because by now, most of us will be answering Musa Abdullahi in your own communities. Okay? Most of us will have to pay a toll gate before you can even cross your street in your villages or your communities. You have to pay toll gate to even before going to the farm. You have to pay the Fulanis because without sit at home, they would have taken charge of every other thing. Because if not because of this sit at home, they would have dealt with Eastern Security Network secretly. That was their plan. But this sit at home was able to reveal all the hidden facts about them. And our prime minister, God used him to reveal the hidden things of the enemy and expose them. And by this doing, we start now to trash them, to destroy them, and to defeat them. And that is why they are crying today. So without sit at home, there wouldn't be any you, there wouldn't be any me. Without sit at home, Mazen Nandekano would have forgotten. And it will be very, very unfortunate and bad. But thank God, the sit at home have ushered in the new dimension in a greatest level that in no distant time, we are going to go into our land and sing the Lord's song, and not in a foreign land, but in the land of the blessed, land of the Biafra, of the rising sun, with our Mazen Nandekano and Mazen Simon. And without sit at home, you and I wouldn't have known that there are people who have the interest of Biafrans at heart, just like all the members of the cabinet in the Biafran Republic government in exile, because them, they were not part and parcel of this government, because then the saboteurs, the infiltrators, the blackmailers, all of them were taking charge of whatever that was happening in IPOB. This sit at home brought about the best in this restoration, and this sit at home made it possible for those who were sitting on the fence, who have something to offer for the Biafran people. This sit at home brought them together to form a government, and now this sit at home has also made us even more relevant in the international community. And now we have a government that we can be proud of and that can be recognized by the international community, and that can speak to the people and the people respect. Thank you, fellow Biafrans, and I will have to stop for here so that other people can make their contribution. Thank you, and I read my mouth from here.
Thank you so much, Mazi David. Thank you for that wonderful submission. You know, the Biafrans knows what they want. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa, they know what they want. The Biafra Republic government in exile and in the homeland, we know what we want. But it's only the terrorist government and those stooges in our land. I will not say they don't know what they know. They definitely know what we want. Because they know that what we want is that their criminality is what we have come to end. They know that emergence of Biafra will end their criminality. And that's why they are fighting back. Just like the dead Buhari said in his early stage, in early time of in the office, he said that it's now that he's seen that in Nigeria, you'll be fighting corruption and corruption will be fighting back. You fight corruption, corruption is fighting back. That is what it is. Just like you said, my brother, without the sit at home, the international community will not take it. Remember when our leader said that he went to the UK, to United Kingdom, and he was discussing with the parliamentarians there. And some of them, when he mentioned Biafra, left. And one man summoned courage and called him and said, nobody will listen to you until you start doing something. I will never forget that word. Nobody will listen to you until you started doing something. None of us has ever fought for freedom before. But there are laid down rules of those that have fought and have their freedom today, that you as a person have to follow. Those that fought and regained their freedom indeed, if you begin to read their story, you will know that they put on even more stringent resistance, more brutal resistance than what we are doing now. And that is what our brother meant when he said, without this sit at home, no international community will be talking about us. Because it's what the price of what you want to buy and the amount. Just you went out there, you want out. Let me use the vehicles that are expensive. You want to buy Ferrari, you want to buy Lamborghini, you want to buy Rolls Royce, you want to buy all these muscle cars, powerful cars. And you went there, you use the money, the amount of money, 8 million, 7, 10 million, 12 million that they are using to buy Lexus 350. You use it, that is your budget. Then you went and start pricing Lamborghini or Ferrari. Once the seller notices that you are here to make fool of yourself, because of sanity and the respect that any company will have towards a customer, it will just tell you that these are the prices and your budget, you have a low budget. If you keep on talking about Biafra without putting any major resistance force to stop the terrorists from encroaching your land, the international community will say, quite all right, these people are doing marvelously, they are being democratic, they are being civil, at least making the world hear their voice, know what their ordeals are. But they have not actually come to the measure or the price that is needed for us to know that actually that this thing that they are talking about is worth dying for. And that is what it is. Freedom comes with a very massive price. And it's only those that are ready to do so. Or your cargo be. Or your cargo be that you want to be a Biafran. Or your cargo be that you want to be free. You must be a courageous person for you to be free. If you're not courageous, you cannot get freedom. If you're not, you can't get freedom. Thank you so much, my brother, for that wonderful submission of yours. Please, my brother Emeka, can you unmute yourself? Is Emeka there? Our sister Mapis, you are welcome. Our sister Mapis, you are welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Go ahead, Emeka.
Yes.
Yes, go ahead. We can hear you.
Sorry, I just wanted to. My voice is echoing. Okay, so there was a statement the first made, and it was very clear. The people wanted sit at home. The Biafran people wanted sit at home. And I shared the evidence on the Jumbotron when the following demons asked if they should stop sit at home. And the people, most of the people that commented on it said no, that sit at home must continue. The people wanted this, the Biafran people wanted this. You know, it's good to learn, we learn from the past history. After all, that is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu used to get most of us. You know, we just heard the truth, did our research, and it made sense. You know, that's what I wanted to share. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my brother. Thank you for the wonderful submission that you have. For the highlight, thank you so much, my brother Emeka. God bless you. God bless you so very much. Okay, let our lady go. We have all been men speaking all this while. Please, Mouthpiece, unmute yourself and make your submission. Then after your prince will go, then we'll go to Maziowa and the Agujebwe. Please unmute yourself, Mouthpiece.
Thank you, my wonderful brother Ifani Nwora. And all of you first, Gloria, all of you here, Emeka, I see you. I see all of you. Thank you for giving me the mic. And look, can you imagine Biafra today without all this sit at home? You know, our people don't really know what this sit at home has done for us. It has shown how resilient, how fearless, how unshakable we are for this, our freedom. We don't know. We don't know what we have achieved with this sit at home. For all those criminals who were saying that our leader said no more sit at home, they knew quite well that this sit at home is the code. Yawa restoration. Yawa our main code for restoring Biafra back to the African map. Our people don't know it. Now, before I even digress, before I continue, please, I don't know who this Olaniran, I can't see him now. He has gone out of here. I can't see him again. Please, I need to read out what he sent me on my DM. I don't know who he is. Just in case, please, I need to read it out. He sent me, I don't know who he is, but he sent me this message today. Who are you? Do you think that you are a human? You get it wrong. You are the being inside a human. This is why he call it human and being. If you think that you are a human, not the being inside. I didn't click on it. I'm just reading the front of it. Okay, so it's like now I blocked him before, but I unblocked him. But it seems that he has now blocked me. Immediately I got into this space now. Because it tells me now that you can no longer send direct message to this person. Learn more. Just now. So I'm gonna block him again so that it will be, you know, I don't know who he is. I don't know what it is with him. So I just wanted to let everyone know here what is going on because I don't know who he is. Anyways, let me continue. So if not for what our Prime Minister and those in our government, all of you here, if not for this insisting on this sit at home, one day, we should just go home and sit down. If not for this sit at home. It has shown everyone that this is the only code. Sit at home is the only code for us to get our freedom. Because that is the way the Indian people also used it against the British to be able to get their own freedom. So please do not relent. Stand Gidibam. Stay unshakable and fearless as you are. All of you here, all of you, you are doing badamiciously well. Let's continue. I yield my mic for now. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, my brother, my sister.
So can I say something?
Yes, let me, I want to address that thing and you will come up to say something. My sister Mapis Olariron is a Yoruba Oduduwa agitator. The same text message he sent to you, he also sent it to me. And Olariron, please, the type of messages you send to people, sometimes the people will misunderstand it. If I did not read the text message again and analyze it, I wouldn't have understand what you're saying. I would have taken it personal that you're asking me, who am I? But what Olariron is trying to say there is that we are the being inside the human, that why we are called human and the being, that we are the being inside the human being. That's the spirit in a man. So that's what he's trying to say. He's not trying to ask you, who are you? Are you getting me? He's trying to tell you, explain to you that you are the being inside the human. That is what, so I have to analyze what he said one by one for me to understand where his message is going. I was thinking that he's trying to send to me, who are you? You know how there's a tempo, there's echo everywhere. There's this, there's this, atmosphere that we have now that makes it look suspicious. On any message you see from your brother, it will look suspicious because of the what is doing. So it's not a problem. So please, he didn't mean anything wrong by the message. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Look, if not for this message that we are all, because we are all connected, without the DM, we will not be able to continue. If not, I wanted to block any direct message to me. I'm telling you, I'm sacrificing my direct message